I don't know what I was expecting.
It's not like...
I think I was expecting it to be faster.
Yeah.
I like this car. I'll buy it from you. I'll trade you the GTI for this.
The hard thing about this car is it has a short shifter.
Okay.
And it's a really, really short shifter. It took me a little bit getting used to.
Oh yeah, that is really short. It's definitely an older vehicle, huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel
I mean,
bad
it's like
old.
in mint shape.
Yeah.
Like all the buttons and everything.
What is it, 2005?
5.
It's very 2005, yeah. I had a 2005 Ford Taurus. It's just like this. Same thing.
You heard it first. This S4 is like a Ford Taurus. That's all.
Yeah.
That's the title of this
It's
video.
basically the same thing. I mean, I am excited.
Okay. Ford.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, the clutch is definitely going to take a minute to get used to. It's very long and very soft. Very long and soft, baby. Just the way I like it.
Flick the cruise control stalk. Flick it out, all the way out.
Like forward? Or?
Yeah, forward.
What is it?
That's what turns on the burbles.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So is
Yeah.
there a tune on this?
Yeah.
Okay. There's always a fun little way to get it to do funny things like that. It's Frisco. Oh yeah. Pops and bangs, baby.
And it's not like the pop,
No.
pop, 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 pop. It's just mostly burbles.
It's not like the GTI.
Another EV6.
Dude,
Two
I see
EV6
them. I see them
sightings.
everywhere.
I barely ever see them.
I see them all the time. It's probably because I see yours so often, but I notice them all the time because you always see them and you're like, hey, that's a pretty cool car, and it's like, oh shit, it's an EV6.
Yeah.
It's my first time driving a Standard.
You said that when we drove my Golf R.
Did I? It's my second time driving a Standard. I mean, I put my Miata into paddle shift mode when I drive it, so it's kind of the same, right?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's 100% the same.
If I just like gunned it right here, would it spin the tires out?
No. It's,
It just feels like I don't know what I was expecting.
it's not like...
I think I was expecting it to be faster.
Yeah. So, like, the top end, and really where this thing shines is when you're doing, like, higher speeds, and you're at, like, 4,000 to 5,000 RPM, where it's just roaring.
Yeah.
But that's really where you feel the torque. But the bottom end is okay. Mid-range is very mediocre. Top end is very good.
Okay.
And it's just, I mean, it's a 300 and something horsepower V8. It's not like a very powerful V8.
Okay. From recent memory, this is the first time I've driven a V8 in a while, at least.
Yeah, it's very different than American V8s. It's definitely a little bit more refined.
It feels good. Smooth.
It's smooth, yeah.
Very smooth.
But
I like
I've driven it enough to know where the sweet spots are.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it feels fairly tame, like a fairly standard car.
Yeah, it's incredibly smooth because like on the Miata, it has a cam. So once you have to get up to like 4,000, 4,500 for it to really kind of start to get going. And then on the GTI, as you know, like the turbo cars, you feel the turbo kick in.
Yeah.
I'm almost waiting for something to happen.
Yeah, that's why people supercharge these.
Okay. I do like it. It's easy to drive. Like, I know at the beginning of this, I'm like all over the place, but you kind of get used to it real quick. It's a comfortable drive. Like the clutch, like I said, is really soft. Like if you were just like, I don't know, driving this around the city and you were like gunning it everywhere, it's really nice.
Yeah, because the low end torque is fun. It's not like mind blowing, but it's fun.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot faster for some reason. I don't know why.
I was too when I first test drove it. But I think it's because I'm spoiled by American V8s, which are just, especially like if you've driven an LS.
Yeah, did the Corvette feel the same as this?
The Corvette was definitely more top end. It felt a little bit more grunty.
Okay, I see. Once you get kind of closer to 80, it seemed like it kind of started to want to keep going.
Yeah, I usually drive around like the 4,000 RPMs because that's where it's a lot more like.
Where is 6th gear? There it is.
It's a lot more responsive. At like 2 to 5,000 is, or 2 to 4,000, it's kind of like, okay, cool. Driving the higher RPMs, man.
I can't really go anywhere right now.
I know, but it's just fun.
I mean, yeah, if you were driving this on like 455 and you were stuck behind someone, you could easily just like, you wouldn't like gun it right around them, but if you saw them like in the distance, you could hit the gas and this thing would just,
Yeah.
like, it's really nice.
It's a very smooth power curve.
It really is. It's remarkably smooth.
But that's the difference. That's why everybody's always like, Audis are refined, very, very refined. This is the same problem I kind of have with the S4 stock.
Yeah.
It's way too refined. And it's great if that's what you're looking for. But when you want that like rawness.
And the thing is I bet like if it was 2005, we would probably feel that way.
Yeah.
But since it's like because it's an older car, it almost works better. And like it is really refined, but like it's an old, like you feel like you're driving an older car.
Yeah.
That exhaust, dude. This sounds really like I said, it sounds really good. When you pulled up to the parking lot, I was like, what is that? And then I turned around, it's a little banana coming at me.
What the fudge is happening right now?
Dude, those little machines are wild. It's called a scorpion because it's weird.
Wow. So yeah, I would downshift and just try to take this corner a little harder.
Okay. The suspension's good and everything?
It's okay. It's heavy. It's a heavy car. It's on stock suspension still.
Okay.
Like, I mean, this is really, really old suspension.
Yeah. Definitely floaty, but not like Ford Taurus floaty.
I've got coilover sitting in the trunk.
Do you?
Yeah. Never installed them.
Oh yeah, it's definitely boaty, huh? Granted, I drove a Miata over here, so
Yes.
it's like it's very, very different. There we go.
It just doesn't have that top end.
It's fast to 60. I mean, it's a fast car.
Yeah,
There's no
relatively
denying
speaking,
that.
yeah.
It's a V8 sedan with a loud exhaust. It's like I'm sure like a Pontiac G8 was in a similar kind of feeling.
Yeah. Bring it out, dude.
In the 50 mile an hour zone?
No, I mean, just like don't shift so.
Oh. I can never, it's hard to tell because it gets really loud.
It does, yeah.
And I don't.
I usually shift at 4,002, but then when I'm driving hard, I'm like, all right, I gotta get it to at least 6,000.
Yeah, the gears are long. They're definitely, the gears are definitely long, so it feels like it gets loud and it's like, okay, I need to shift. Because I'm not
But then you're still like 2,000 RPM.
I'm not like really paying attention.
Yeah, so it doesn't blow your socks off, but
Oh, it rips though, dude.
it pulls.
It'll go, yeah. It'll go for sure.
That's what I'm saying. There's like sweet spots to this car.
Yeah.
It's not like the traditional get in, just gun it. You're gonna be like, whoa.
Yeah.
But when I'm like just chilling down the highway and I just want to pass somebody,
This is like dad fast. Like if a normal dad drove it, he'd be like, oh man, this is a fast vehicle. This is a fast automobile. And I mean, it is.
you're gonna get yourself killed in this one, son.
Yeah. That car's too powerful for you, son. So what other cars are like comparable to this? Like not right now, but like 2005. What was like a Jag maybe?
Jags, and then the BMW had the not M3. I guess
Well, they
maybe.
would have had the M3.
Yeah, but the M3 competed with the I think the RS4.
Okay.
But I don't know. Nowadays, the M3 competes with the R line, not with the S line. the M340s, 3 Series M340s, not M3s, compete with the S line now.
Yes, that makes sense.
Back in the day, I'm not sure. Like if you had like a chronic disease and you're like, hey man,
here we go. Let's go. Let's chase this Ferrari. Yeah, let's go, baby. V8.
Now get it to the higher RPMs. Don't be shifting at 4.
All right.
So you can start seeing its strengths.
Right when it hits 80. Right when it hits 80 is when like it just kind of keeps going. That is, I mean, that is fun.
It's a different.
I like that.
Different power curve.
It's very different, but that is very fun. This has been a pleasurable drive. I like this car. I'll buy it from you. I'll trade you the GTI for this.
No, you won't.
I would.
Plus like 10K.
Plus 10K? You'd pay me 10K, probably.
What are you gonna do with this thing?
Just drive it around, dude. It's sick. I love this car.
I didn't pay him to say this, just so you
No, I do.
know.
I like it. If I can make it a little bit better, the clutch, pedal, and the shifting. But otherwise, like if it was not easier, because like it's incredibly easy. If it was a little less soft,
yeah,
I would like.
Suspension wise, or like just driving dynamics?
Like shifting wise,
Oh.
suspension is soft, but it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
But I would drive this car all the time, 100%. Go
Under this bridge.
Do a quick under the bridge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of course we're not gonna hear it now.
Let's go.
Now we're not gonna hear it. Now we'll get into the higher RPM. That's where.
Oh yeah.
Start seeing the strengths.
Yeah, it's just overall soft feeling. I don't know why I went through there.
I'm curious what coilovers will do to this car. Also,
I think it would make it a lot better.
there's stage 2 tunes. There's an intake that just came out. So I think there's small things I can do to just give it that tiny little extra.
You definitely, if you had an intake on this, it would sound sick. Because you can definitely tell all the noises coming out the back.
Yeah.
But if you
There's
had like
no engine noise.
Yeah, there's none. And there's probably a ton of sound deadening because it's an Audi at the end of the day. So
Look at that thing.
look at this car.
Like a racer boy.
Yeah. A racer.
Did you leave your windows down?
Yeah.
Bold.
There's nothing in there.
Bold.
Like if you had a Golf and you daily drove a Golf, but then you wanted to like drive that same experience, but with a little bit like spicier of a vehicle, you would take like a Golf R out. I guess it's like that.
Yeah.
Like it's a really good daily plus a little bit of spice. A little bit of spice if you want.
I want you to drive the B9 next.
Yeah.
The B9's obviously significantly faster than this, but same issue I have with it. It's so refined and so quiet.
It doesn't feel fast.
That it's perfect for somebody looking for that, but that's where I feel like that's my shortcoming. I shouldn't have. I always thought, I was like, oh yeah, I need a daily that's just, I need like a good mix. And right now that car is too leaning towards too smooth.
Yeah.
You know, the RS4 would be a cool one, but they make the RS5 now. But it's like, at that point, I'm spending 55, 60K. Then I'm like at M3 level, like a used M3 level. So it's like, okay.
But if you get a 2005 M3, is it gonna feel like 2005 power?
Oh no, I'm talking about like replacing the red with a newer RS5.
Okay. Coloredinlight approved. I love the Audi.
He liked it. At first he was kind of like, okay, yeah. But then you drive it and then you start falling in love with it.
Well, like, see, the weird thing is when I drove your R, like I didn't ever feel like, and it's weird because I have a GTI. It's the same thing. I feel like I never got used to driving it. Like, I don't know, you saw, like I wasn't very good with the clutch and like all that. But this, I was like, oh, this is really weird. But once we got back off this road after doing the U-turn, it was like, oh yeah, it's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's a cool little car. It's a quirky car. It's a 17-year-old.
17.